How could Canada be better prepared for the next pandemic?
God, that's a good question. I would say look back at this one, see what we did right, see what we did wrong. I would say a faster vaccine rollout wouldn't hurt. And just, I mean, we did as good as we could do, I suppose, for what we were prepared for.
Certainly they should have their own production facility for vaccines. That's a major one. That's majorly why I think the vaccines are at such a slow rollout, because we have no production facilities.
Well, we could make vaccines. That would be huge. There's no vaccine manufacturing in Canada, so that's what I find one of the most irritating things about this pandemic.
Make good records of the research that has been done so far, and to keep in mind everything we've learned so far, I mean specifically about the virus and the vaccines.
Well, learn from what's gone wrong this time. I think they should have kind of a national plan so that everybody is on the same page in terms of protecting themselves, and protecting other people. And also, I think that's it. I think the places that are having a hard time are people that have not had a clear message about, hand washing, keeping distance, wearing masks, and people are kind of concerned more about their personal liberties instead of responsibilities. So I think that's basically it. I think in some cases the provinces have a bit too much control, and they're not, firm enough.
I think information is the big thing, because there's a big disconnect between Ottawa and the provinces as to how to do this. So you get all these people that are believing that it's a pandemic and it's all fake. And so I think it's a big thing between the government and the public has to be more informed. Otherwise, you have a lot of people who don't want to wear masks, other people who don't want to get vaccinated.
I think fiscally, financially, having programs in place in the event of a pandemic to ensure people can survive this and keep their homes, and especially with local businesses and entrepreneurs, I think that's a big part of it as well. And what else? I think traveling, across Canada and internationally, putting measures in place to ensure people are safely traveling, and maybe the quarantine and isolation rule needs to be continued for long after this.
Educating people that the science is not a fixed thing, and people change their, and as the things evolve, people will, the best advice changes, and they learn better, so there won't be all these problems with the changing message from the scientists and doctors, and make preparing our own capability to produce the essentials, PPE, vaccine, and anything else that might come in the future crisis.
In my own opinion, I think it will be better if we have better rules in place, sensitization, which is very, very important, and trying to have a government that will be very responsive in tackling this pandemic even before it gets out of hand. I think these are ways that we can be ready before the next pandemic hits us.
Well, I think that possibly learning from this one, making sure that measures are in place prior to the pandemic actually occurring, and I think we did a pretty good job in terms of globally in the response to the pandemic, but I think getting the vaccines on the ground and making sure that science is funded and everything will definitely speed up the next one. And I think masks are here to stay. I don't really think that they're going anywhere, so that should probably help with the spread and everything.
I think just following the guidelines that we're doing right now, I think hygiene is probably something that we should probably continue, for sure. Washing your hands, staying 6 feet apart, maybe even wearing masks when it's flu season.
I just feel like people need to wash their hands and keep their masks on and just follow the rules. Because if they don't, it just makes it worse for everyone else.
I mean, I think that this has given us an opportunity to prepare better, just because we have the knowledge and resources now that I think, you know, heaven forbid it should happen again. I think, you know, with just basic experience and what to do and not to do, I think it will come a little bit more naturally, obviously, and we'll be more prepared with guidelines and work plans and such, that hopefully it will be administered, you know, in a less chaotic way. There'll be fewer questions and gaps of knowledge. So that's what we're hopeful for, but we hope it never comes to that, obviously.
We should have been prepared by now. You know, they're going to have to do something. They should never stop what they did. They stopped in the 1980s, and they must have known that the world's going to be coming sick again sometime. You know, it happened 100 years ago and they didn't do much. Now it happened again and they're still caught with their pants down.